good morning, everybody. I am Kendra Cooke. I am your guest host with my dear friend Rebecca Black today.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, it is Friday. I'm casual today because Fridays are my fun day. So, Fun Day Friday. So, today's golf day. It's usually beach or it's golf. Today it's golf. So, ponytail hair, don't care. Some of you are in the gang today with the ponytail. I love it. So, we're excited to bring you a series. Rebecca and I are going to partner with Brock for one Friday, all the way till the January event, since we are both going to be there hosting a session. I love that Brock's little boy is so fired up about Find Out Friday. He is cheering and the whole 9 yards over there. So very fun to see his family on this call. But we are going to take off on a little series. So Rebecca and I kind of brainstormed and we thought, what do our folks on this podcast need? So we're going to bring you a series called The 3 Points of a Sale. And we're going to tie it to fall. So how many of you love fall? Anybody really love fall? Pumpkin spice, leaves changing, all the things. I don't love snow or cold weather, so that's why I live in Florida. That's probably why Rebecca lives in Florida.
I like to visit the snow, but like living there, the idea that I would have to shovel it or buy a machine to get it off, it's too much for me, Kendra. It's too
Yeah.
much for me.
I don't do cold, folks. I don't do cold. That's why I live here. So, but those of you that live in the cold place, we're going to bring you warm tips, okay, over the next 4 months. So, we're going to jump in this morning. And we thought about this preparing you guys to set you up to have your best year ever. And we're going to start planting some seeds in this fall season, giving you some tactics to put into your business. So by the time we get to January, you guys are going to be coming up to us saying, oh my gosh, this generated leads. We love this. Give us more of that. So the 3 points of the sale, just to point them out for you guys, I've taught this for a really long time, is preparation, presentation, and follow-up. Okay. Preparation, presentation, and follow-up. So today we're going to talk about preparation. So how do we prepare to set ourselves up for the best year ever in October and November and December? So we hit the ground running in January. So for me, it's usually mail call visit. We go back to the basics. As much as we all would love to think that there is something new and shiny and changing, the basics work in any market. So when the rates are high, the basics work. When the rates are low, the basics work. We are looking for a plan to put in place that works in any market. So today we're going to talk about preparation around the mail call visit. So Rebecca, I'm going to throw this over to you for a few minutes and give us a great preparation question or tactic, something that we can give these folks to get them going in the mail call visit arena around preparation.
Okay, before I do that, I'm just going to say that I call Fridays Fridays because it's
Okay, I
like,
like it.
yay, it is Friday. We got the messy hair, don't care. We're on like day 5, no shampoo, doing a peel later today because Friday is like my down day as well. So I love that we're all on the same page. But one thing that I love so much about this particular series, Kendra, is that the fourth quarter for almost every business owner, we're looking at those goals and like what we started out at the beginning of the year. That's one of the first things that I would challenge every single one of you to do is go back and look at any goals you set at an earlier point in the year, even if they were last week. Okay. And then I want you to ask yourself, in that mindset of preparation, what action steps have I actually taken to make these things happen? Did I mail the mailers? Did I host a networking event? Did I attend a conference? Did I email my lead list? Did I reach out to past buyers just to check on them? What is that one thing that you've taken action on? Because a lot of people, as you go into the fourth quarter, you feel so defeated, especially if you're not hitting your goals, because number one, you didn't have a system in place to actually achieve it. And Kendra, I love how you have like it's that morning routine for you. And I'm very much the same way. Like if I get up and then the first thing that I see is news, like on weekends, whenever we get up or even whenever we travel, you go out somewhere, you go to coffee and then you hear all these conversations and everything is like so sensational. If I start that I pretty much am achieving nothing, like achieving nothing. It's like I need that quiet time in the morning. So when we're entering that fourth quarter and we're looking at our goals and we're like, man, I didn't achieve A, B, or C, but maybe there is one thing that you did achieve. And that is the one thing that I want you to focus on, that you did achieve that, and to give yourself a pat on your back. Because, Kendra, as you know, it's really easy to get stuck in the suck. And when you say, oh my gosh, I suck at this, I did this, I set this goal for myself, I wanted to do $30,000 a month in real estate commissions, and I didn't do it. I suck. And it's like, no, you don't suck. Your system might suck. You might not have a good program that you're following. But one thing that you can do right now, and then I'll throw this back over to you, Kendra, is go back and look at any goals that you have set for yourself this year and check in on yourself. And then the second follow-up part of that is, what can we do to plow the ground? Like, let's get back to the law of the harvest. What can we do to plow the ground in this fourth quarter so we can get a little bit closer and perhaps maybe even achieve exactly everything that we wrote down at an earlier point during the year?
Yes, awesome. Good information. So I always use the analogy when you miss the mark in your goals as like a sailboat, because I can use a personal analogy. My husband and I went to St. Lucia and we're on this beautiful sailboat, and I'm not a like lovely open water person. I'm actually getting ready to go on a cruise at Christmas, and I'm like, oh, it's been 20 years. So I don't really like huge boats or whatever. But anyway, we're going to this island for this, sunset cruise, and I keep telling my husband, we're off track. We're going away from the island. He's like, just calm down. We're going to be fine. And within a few minutes, the captain jumps down, adjusts the sails, and whoop, we went right into the target. So, my tip for you that you should do right now is go to January and set a date every single month on your calendar for 12 months to check back in with your goals. Because that's what happens, you guys. We write the goals, we print them out, we stick them in a drawer, and then September rolls around and we're like, oh, we didn't hit that goal. We throw wad the goals up and we throw them in the trash and we beat ourselves up. Listen, if you don't want to do that in 2024, set better expectations for yourself to hit them. And those are just check-ins, 15 minutes once a month. Pull those goals out and say, am I on track? What do I need to do to get back on track? Don't wait till it's so far into the year, right? So do that check in with yourself. That's accountability 101. We have to hold ourselves accountable to what we really want. And sometimes you're going to have to adjust your sales. Life happens. Kids get sick, rates go up, markets change. So don't beat yourself up at the end of the year. Make adjustments throughout the year so you don't have to. Okay, so that's my point about the goals for Rebecca's add-on to there. So let's talk about ways that we can get into preparation in the next, I think I just saw it's like less than 70 days till the end of the year. So
I know. I'm like, how did we get here so fast?
it's a little crazy. So you've got about 70 days to prepare. So let's be thinking about, what can you mail if you do mailers? What can you say to get your calls made? Or what can you plan to see people face to face? So let me give you three simple action items to do and make it fit your budget. Okay. So let's say you can't mail, the budget doesn't allow, or you don't have the bandwidth to do it. Email is just as great. The main thing is to get a message to these people that are preparing to list in the spring. You want to be top of mind. So I like to send out a New Year's happy holiday card of some sort of celebration. What did you achieve? What did you do well? A testimonial of the biggest client you served this year. Something of really wow, of impact and value to the client. I know you guys, we were always taught like brag about yourself, pump yourself up. And I agree with those things, but we have to start turning these cards and these mailers and emailers to forward facing to the client. It's got to stop being about us and it's got to start being about them. Right? So what can you do to serve them in the new year's? Maybe you added a new tool to market. Maybe you've added a new system that gives them, daily updates. I don't know what you're going to bring them of value, but you do. And if you don't know, let's figure it out. Okay. So that's step number one. Make it forward facing to the client, of value to them. What's in it for them? Okay. Number two, if you're going to call them, why not plan some kind of event to invite them to? Listen, these events sometimes we see on social media other people are doing, we're like, that is so elaborate. I can't do that. I don't have the bandwidth. It's too expensive. I love small, intimate events. So when you call them and you're calling through your database, you may start with the people that bought or sold with you this year and then move to your favorite key influencers in your business and then get to your general database. But you could have a cookie decorating party where kids come and they get 2 or 4 cookies with the little icing packs, and you could do 3 settings of that for 20 people each. Those packs of cookies are usually like $12. If you want to find a local bakery, they will do those for you. Guess what? Costco does them, Sam's does them. So you could have, face to face with 50 families in a Saturday that might take you 6 or 8 hours to get them all through, but they're intimate. Here's the one thing that I will tell you: when you make these events exclusive and cap them, when you really put a true cap number on them, when people commit to them, they're more likely to show up. They took a seat from somebody else, so it's going to be hard for them to blow it off on Saturday morning. Oh, we didn't sleep well, we're not going to go to the cookie decorating contest. That's not true. They will show up, right? Seller client for now, hopefully listening soon. See, perfect. Somebody's already done that. So that's an easy one. I know we're already kind of far into October, but if you can swing a pumpkin patch 2 hours, let people come pick out the pumpkins, you pay for it. You could do a pie giveaway around Thanksgiving, find a local bakery. Again, Costco, Sam's, Publix make fine pies. And we're not all bakers like the famous Rebecca Black. Every time I see her cooking on social, I'm like, why don't I live closer to her so I can go get the pound cake? I don't know about you guys,
Come
but
on, girl. You can come. I'll make
I
you a
don't,
pound cake.
girl, I don't cook. So I'm very envious. But for those of us that don't have the bandwidth or do not enjoy that, there are so many options. You can buy pies. Everybody that bought a house from you this year that bought a pie, bring them to your office to pick them up in a 2-hour window. It's a great time for you to ask for their help. Who else do you know who's going to buy or sell? So I've given you a call tactic to invite them to that. I've given you an event to see them belly to belly. I've given you an idea for an email or a mailer blast. I will tell you, I love to be the first person in people's mailbox in January. Okay. Because when they're looking around their house, they're like, oh my gosh, I have all this crap we just got for Christmas. We are busting out of the seams. What are they thinking? This is the year we've got to move. This is the year we've got to downsize. This is the year we got to get a bigger house. So I want to be the first person in the mailbox. So that celebration mailer, you could create it now and start sticking your labels. You have till the end of December to get it in the mailbox. Okay. The last one, I will give you a great idea. Everybody that bought or sold with you this year, if you want to be forward-facing value to the client, go back and print out all your closing disclosures for the year. Okay. Highlight the person who you represented. If you do a lot of houses, you may forget these people. But you highlight that, come up with a cover letter that says, hey, as a value add of your team or your name, I wanted to provide you a copy of your closing disclosure so you didn't have to look for it. You're going to need this when you file your taxes, right? And so this is another value add to them. And OPS, I miss you and I need another client just like you. Who do you know that could use my services? Guys, there's so many options out there that we can do that in an email. You can do that in a mailer, but we have got to figure out what you can put in place from now for the next, 60, 70 days to start generating leads. So when the first of the year rolls around and you're picking up the phone calling, hey, did you get my closing disclosure that I sent you? Did you see my mailer? Did you enjoy the client party we had? Who else do you know? Listen, when we give them things of value, we don't struggle with asking for their help. So a lot of times when I'm telling you as a salesperson, these are all my own struggles, not pointing the finger at you, I'm putting the mirror on me. But I really struggled with, do I look desperate when I call them? Do I have anything of value? And I will give you this little thing and I'm going to pitch it back to Rebecca. But if you're giving people something of value, you should not feel desperate at all. So we're going to talk about follow-up in a couple months, and I call it the FU word, but I really don't like the word FU. I don't like follow-up. I want to call, hey, I want to bring you something of value today. Hey, I want to let you know that the news says the rates are changing, but we may not feel it right away. I just thought you might have some questions about that. I'm here as an expert. Listen, when we are going with a giving hand, it doesn't look desperate. So if every time you call them, hey, I need a lead, I need a lead, I need a lead, that's probably why you're feeling desperate. So let's change that mindset and what we're offering in the next 70 days and see if that doesn't start really coming to fruition in January and February so you'll have your best year ever. Rebecca?
I love that, Kendra. And okay, so if anybody got something out of that, we're going to put a 5 in the chat in honor of Mr. B Rock Z-Van, who's driving Bryce Boy to school with Leo and all of the things. Look at the 5s in the chats. The number one thing that I want you guys to take action on with what Kendra said there is, in all of those things, the most important thing that she said was the ask. Who do you know? And just by like a show of hands, or let's put a 2 in the chat. We'll put a 2 in the chat. How many of you, whenever you hear that and just thinking about that, that kind of makes you a little bit nervous and you start feeling a little uncertain? Yeah, I know. Listen, Kendra, on that FU word, I get nervous every single time, every single time, every single time. There is not one single time that I don't go to write some type of follow-up that I don't feel nervous. Like for me, my value add is just like an email newsletter, and I call it the Confidence Corner. It goes out every Thursday morning for my email subscribers. And it is just some tangible takeaway, something that they can ponder over the week about building their confidence. Because all of these things, Kendra, that you are asking them to do, and that you and I know as successful businesswomen, they move the needle in your business, but they require action, and action requires energy. And neurobiologists call this activation energy. This is the science of why you feel a little nervous. This is the science of why I feel nervous on these follow-up things, because they're not comfortable. They feel like change. We don't want to feel burdensome. We run all of these subconscious scripts in our head that have happened to us from childhood. But I want you to understand that when you just go ahead and take action, even if the email is not perfect, even if you're printing your closing disclosures, and I think Brock put a couple of other things inside of Michelle, I love that you said that. I hate being asked that question, but I realize how important it is. And Michelle hates being asked, who do you know? And Michelle, I am also someone who struggles with that, because I'm like, then like instantly I make it about me. I'm like, oh, do you just like me because you just want to know who I know? But that's my ego talking, and that's your ego talking. And we got to be real with each other, because let's be honest, sometimes people are just using us. But if that person helped you in some way, and you have helped someone in some way, you are doing them a disservice by not offering to add value to someone else that they know, because they know someone who is worthy. They know someone who may need help. And so it's like, hey, do you know anyone who may be looking to move to this area, like in the real estate space? Yes. Who do you care about instead? I love that, Chris. And Chris, if I'm pretty sure, Chris, drop this in the chat, but when Kendra was talking about events, Chris Reshitar preaches about this, okay? And he is so good about this. We have a huge ecosystem right here that are all here to help each other. And Chris is so good with realtor specific events, okay? I'm pretty sure he has like a checklist of all different types of event ideas, okay? And like talking about being fun, like last night, I just went to a professional clothing swap, okay? So what every person did, you could be a male or you could be a female. What every single person did was they bought a couple of pieces of professional clothing that they were no longer going to use that was in great condition. So me, I have my little color analysis done. And I realized that there were some colors that were in my closet that were not making me look like my best self. So I took those 4 little pieces, took those away. You drop off 4 pieces, you pick up 4 pieces. Everybody is there for like 2 hours. And there were over 100 different business people. You invite the local business owners, whether they've been with you or not, and you make it a coordinated event. So start asking yourself, how can I host events, especially if money is an issue? How can I host events that bring people together that are cheaper? I love the cookie idea. Gingerbread houses. People love to build gingerbread houses. And it's also something for their kids to do, and they get to take it home. Do a play date at the park and bring the gingerbread houses. Like, like those, so they can just decorate the gingerbread thing. They have these little kits that are there. Those are great, great resources. So if you want the list from Chris, email Chris at ctrbrokers.com. He has a whole list of different events that you guys can instantly plug into. Kits at Target are great. Yeah, those Target has everything. Between Target and Google, I think you have everything that you ever need in life. If you're not sure about something, ask Google. If you need something, just go to Target, because Target has everything. But Kendra, I do love the end of the year email on that. Hey, here's a tax savings, because that is a huge, huge benefit, because most people are not necessarily beginning to think about taxes, but that is a way that you can add value, because sometimes, Kendra, we have blinders and we don't see our own value because we get stuck. Our inner critic. So what's happening on a science level, our inner critic, mine's name is Felicia. She tries to tell you that you're not good enough. She tries to tell you shouldn't show up. She tries to tell your clients don't want to hear from you. They're not interested in what you got to say. Who do you think you are? You don't know as much as that person. You didn't close as much business as the other person. You just got to say bye, Felicia, and do it anyway. So Kendra, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'm just going to wrap up with this since we're getting closer to the end. But those of you that really struggle with asking who do they know, I want to give you a mind shift, a little mind hack. So, how many of you truly believe you're in the connection, communication, um, rapport building business? How many of you truly believe that that's what you do? Is you connect people, you cater to people, right? Okay. So, how many of you have been at an appointment and they're like, my last realtor or my last technology person or my last speaker was a hot mess. Didn't do this, didn't do this, led us astray, didn't close on time, blah, 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 blah. We've all heard those horror stories. So, if you truly want to cater to your clients, take care of them, and connect them to the right people, if you are not offering your services to them and the people that they know, they go to the internet. How many of you have gone to the internet for something and had a bad experience? Let me put both hands and both feet up in the air. I moved to Florida. You cannot find a handyman here. You cannot find a painter here. You cannot find anybody here to do a job worth a hoot. And so we had all of our doors. They used to have them daggum pocket doors in our house, and we had to find somebody to take all the doors out. Y'all, no lie, the guy would work 30 minutes. He would go smoke a cigarette for 30 minutes. He would come back for 30 minutes. The job should have taken 3 days. We were 3 weeks with no doors in our house, on any room, any closet. And we found him on the internet. He had 5-star review on the internet. I'm like, there is no way this man has 5 stars on the internet. So if we really care about our clients and they really care about their friends, their clients, their peers, their family members, why are you having a mental block about offering the great service that you deliver? I think if you can get your mind around, hey, I do provide a lot of value and I do care about my clients and I do perform at a high level. You're here on a Friday morning at 8:15 for some of you, 7:15 for some of you. You're serious about your business. So I want you to take that mind shift of, I don't want to look desperate. I don't want to look needy. I don't want to ask people, who do they know? Because when somebody asks me, who do I know? I am quick to refer the people who take care of me. Very quick, right? So I would highly recommend my lender from here. I would highly recommend our realtor from here. I would not highly recommend other people that we've worked with. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit with your mindset of moving past, hey, I want to help people and I want to provide service. Because listen, you guys, our industry takes a lick a lot, right? We look desperate. We're only out for the money. We make too much. I mean, if you don't feel like our industry is under attack, you're crazy. You're crazy, right? To think that we're not, because I feel like every day it's something negative about a realtor, a commission, a company merging, a somebody coming after our stuff. So I think that if you can really provide excellent service and people see that you're in the game for the right reason to help people, they will not have a problem referring you. So I just hope that that really helps with mind shift, because I think that our mind, as Rebecca said, listen, I got the little guy that sits up here. I think he's a guy because there ain't no girl that can treat me as mean as he does sometimes. Sorry, fellas. But just, like, you're not good enough, you're not fast enough, you're not pretty enough. I mean, the women I hang out with would never say those things to me, right? Because we want to elevate each other, not tear each other down. So anyway, Rebecca, you want to wrap us up as we head out?
Yes, I do want to wrap this up.
Can I say
Another,
one thing that Kendra said? All that I was literally driving in my car, Kendra, when I heard you say this line, and I want to make sure everybody understood what she said, because like literally I was like, holy smokes. I'm like, I kept repeating in my head. I was like, that is brilliant. She said this line, all that I would encourage you to text people this. Okay. Especially if you got a lot of buyers out there, because the buyer market and the shift. You said this, Kendra. I know, and I wrote it down, so it's not verbatim, but this is what came in my head. I know you see the media is saying that the rates are dropping, but you might not be feeling it. Why I love that line is because, yes, that is so true, is people are seeing it. The rates are dropping. The federal governments are dropping and dropping and dropping it. But what is happening is they are not feeling it. They're not seeing it happen in their wallet. They're not seeing any change. They're not feeling that. And so I added this other thing. I said this. I said, because you always got to ask a question. At what rate do you think you might feel it at? At what rate do you might feel it at? Because that's going to engage what? Conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key to getting the deal, to getting the opportunity, to getting an interview, is you have to keep the conversation going. So I really want to reiterate that she dropped a nugget like a gold mine on what it was, because that is the key thing that a lot of people, why we have some issues right now. We have affordability, but the interest rate still is causing some challenges. So I thought that was really, really good. Nothing that you didn't say, Rebecca, wasn't good. It was just that thing right there was really good.
We're a team. If you brag on one, you're bragging on both of us. We come as a package right now. So
exactly, exactly. We are the dynamic duo. And listen, the dynamic duo, we're super excited about Nashville as well. You guys, there are some big announcements, big updates coming next week. Brock's going to deliver those. I have a little intel. You guys are going to be so excited. We're gonna get updates on everything from the venue. We're gonna know what hotels we're gonna be partnering with. We're gonna know where the venue is. We're gonna know the happy hour details, the welcome VIP happy hour. We're gonna know who all the speakers are. We're gonna know what all the workshops, what all the breakout sessions that are going to be available. All of that is happening next week. I forget what day, but it's happening one day next week. Brock's gonna tell us.
Tuesday, everything will be
So Tuesday is going
released.
to be
Everything will be released. I'm fighting the hotel right
revelation.
now on a rate. I'm fighting the hotel.
Oh yes, fight, like knock them out, Brock, if you have to. Knock them out if you have to. But you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This is the first of a 4-part series where we are helping you close this fourth quarter strong. If there are any specific questions any of you guys have for us, I see you have your hand raised, Michelle. If there are any specific questions that you guys have for us and you would like for us to help you navigate over the next 4 months, please email those questions to Kendra or myself, or if you have Brock's email, just email it to Brock and just say question for Kendra or Rebecca, and we will make sure that we incorporate those into our training, because this series is about empowering and helping you guys close this year strong, so that when we get to Nashville, we are rocking and rolling and we are running with our hair on fire and having success like we've never had before. Yes, Miss Michelle.
Kendra, you have an exciting thing that you are launching this month, and I know we're going to be talking about it in next month's Figure It Out Friday Authors Edition. And did we lose you, Kendra?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I will. So this book right here that's behind me is the Daily Well. You can follow me on Instagram, Daily Well Planner. It is a planner for my lady friends, for us to manage our life in one place. So it has your morning routine where you can log that, your workflow. It has your gratitude and your reflection journal prompting, things to do. And then in the back, it has plenty of note pages. So when you go on appointments, you can just take your planner and take all your notes in there with index pages. It also has a very simple budget if that is in your New Year's resolution to get a handle on your finances. I have created a form called Path to Prosperity and teach you step by step on how to manage your finances. There is 6-month goal setting and action item pages in there. So super excited. It is on sale right now. There's no shipping, and I think it's 10% off. So you get them for $50. They're 6 months. Spiral notebook. It's like a 5-subject notebook that you can take anywhere and do everything in your life in one place. So thank you for asking, Michelle. I'm excited to share more of the details on our collaboration next month.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone. We will see you Monday morning for some Monday motivation with Mr. Chad Free. Mr. Chad Free. And then Tuesday, we get all of the revelations about Nashville. We will see you same time, same link, same channel. Invite a friend. See you Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
If you're bored, I'll see you Saturday morning for Dials for Dollars as well. Great stuff, all. Great stuff.